Welcome back to the Neon Press. I am your host, Johan, and today we're going to be talking about the overall economy. In the last month, we have seen Bitcoin, Ethereum, and quite a few other main layer one coins pump. But they're still telling you not to buy anything crypto, not even stocks. Now, while I'll agree with the stocks, options, and bonds, give or take, bonds and treasury bonds, treasury bills, they're secure, but no exposure to the market. If you're an older individual, then this is okay. You just want to preserve your wealth. But for people that are still looking for growth in their portfolio, in what they're buying, then they are still looking at crypto. There's no option still. Banks offer nothing other than CDs, which we're still seeing some bank runs. Not many, but there have been a few. And then again, treasury bonds and treasury bills, super low, but no exposure to the market. We've talked about this though. Crypto is pumping like crazy right now. We've gone from 16,000 to around 22, 23,000. A 24% gain in a period of a month. Now, this has not flooded over into the extra markets, the ulterior coins, altcoins. Definitely not time for alt season yet. That will happen after the speculation for Bitcoin is gone, aka the price is way too high for anybody to reasonably put money into it. Not because they don't believe in it, but the risk to reward, it's more risk than reward at that point. You can't blame anybody at that point for wanting to look at something else that's inside of crypto to earn money. Of course, like I said, stocks and options are fantastically earn money. But overall, the narrative hasn't been fantastic for either or. It's been very short-term speculative plays in both crypto and the stock. It's just what it is. Short-term plays for the entire 2022 season, just because we had downward pressure the entire year. Now this week, Jerome Powell finally spoke and we got our quote-unquote soft landing. The 0.25 interest rate hike, the last one supposedly. And now they're far more interested at the end of this month, that is investors, in the job report. How that moseys over, we don't know, but when we get to that bridge, we'll cross it. In the meantime, like I have said, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, they've all been pumping. Now, there haven't been, not on my radar that I've been keeping an eye on, altcoins that have been pumping other than, initial coin offerings, some ICOs. Those undoubtedly will pump and then dump. But as far as long-term sustainability, the only thing we've really seen any inflow, like I said, is Bitcoin and Ethereum. Because of this, there has been one stock that has been going almost parabolic, seeing an almost 100% return in a period of a month, and that's MicroStrategies. Now, for people that are already familiar with Bitcoin and the crypto space, combined with the stocks and options market as well, these types of individuals already know what MicroStrategy is. We already know who Michael Saylor is. He's the OG. But his company has been pumping because he bought 8,800 more coins, and now he's reaping the rewards. His company is, well, he specifically is a fantastic spokesperson for the crypto space, but specifically for Bitcoin. I am not too familiar with his exact portfolio exposure. I just know he is a Bitcoin maximalist like myself, but he also has a very sound mind as far as the entire crypto market in general and why it is so important. Now, that's just one. There are many, many other stocks that have exposure to Bitcoin. Some of them have been beaten down fairly heavily. And well, again, this is not financial advice, but full exposure. I do own MicroStrategies. I do own some of the other ones that I will mention here as well, like Riot and Mara. I know a lot of people prefer Mara, but I love Texas. Texas is fantastic, man. We got Giga Texas there, and the Gigafactory in Texas for, hopefully, eventually we'll get the Cybertruck here. But more importantly, Texas has Riot Blockchain. And Riot Blockchain has already talked about how they have a 10-year agreement with the electrical company. On top of that, because of the constant, and this is something I've talked about previously already, and how Bitcoin mining actually helps the overall economy, the overall electrical infrastructure, is because it raises the baseline. And when it can't be used, or it needs to be offloaded for something more important, say natural disaster, power outages, whatever it happens to be, it can be shut off and diverted away. Riot Blockchain has talked about this many times. I've thought in the past that having this massive electrical power hog would cause obvious short-term detriment to the electrical infrastructure that it is running off of. But the long-term sentiment is that because of this, and because it was built out properly with communication with their local electrical infrastructure company, I believe it was Edison, I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, but they communicated with them and they were able to purchase an agreement for up to 10 years. And I'm assuming this has to do with upfront payment having to do with helping expanding the infrastructure. So the payment that they provided was undoubtedly a 10-year contract they provided. And of course, it probably is going to fluctuate. They'll pay for the difference, undoubtedly. But I can't see it happening or have happened any other way. But this is what is going to happen. Wherever these Bitcoin miners end up, because Ethereum is no longer mineable, it's moved to proof of stake to lower the transaction fees to make it more usable for everyday users like you and me, although that's not really the case still. But Bitcoin is still mineable. And wherever they post up shop, the electrical infrastructure for that city, that state, that country, whatever it happens to be, will be boosted because it will most likely buy their power for a long period of time in the future with upfront cost. Basically, they're going to be providing a big lump sum to the infrastructure that they are going to be using. This will build it out and provide a much more robust electrical infrastructure. Because of this will increase the baseline for the electrical output for the overall economy, the overall local or countrywide economy based on what type of infrastructure they build. Whether it be gas, coal, electrical, hydro, volcanic, wind, it doesn't matter, whatever it happens to be, whatever they agree upon, it helps build it out even further because the baseline demand is much higher. I know I sound like a broken record now, but this is very important. Why? It's because Russia and China and El Salvador, these three big massive countries, basically companies, are setting up shop for Bitcoin since the US flushed out a lot. There's some states that are more pro-Bitcoin, like New York, Miami, Florida, but most are not. It's still in process, but in the meantime, other countries are Bitcoin maximalists, and they're reaping the rewards already. And we're about to enter the next bull market. Again, not financial advice. We just finished the interest rate hikes, so there's nothing else that the federal government will do to raise interest rates. Now they're just going to bleed everyone out. After they're done bleeding everyone out and the money is returned to where they see appropriate, then they will start cutting. AKA, they'll make it easier and easier for companies to dump money into projects. Big layer 1, big layer 2s, AKA Bitcoin, Avalanche, Ethereum, Binance, Tron, all these layer 1 coins will see massive pumps, and then at that point, there'll be nowhere to put your money. All of the Joe Schmo investors, the 99%ers that have no clue how to even buy crypto still, don't know the difference between a hot and a cold one, won't know where to put it except the altcoins, and then altcoin season will be here. But don't get it confused. It's Bitcoin season right now. May not seem like it, but it is. Next year is the happening. Time to get prepared. You have about 14 months. And at that point, basic supply and demand. Demand is going to increase because everybody is going to hear about it. And the supply is going to be cut in half. Again, this is a solo sport, and I wish you the best. I'll see you on the blockchains, my friends.